Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. Good morning and welcome to Headphone Issues with Bob Plass.
Wow, it's Tuesday. Well, we couldn't figure out which headphone went where. And
we?
Yeah, we.
Okay,
yeah,
yes,
right.
We're a collective
it's
here.
The royal we.
It's
No. Hey, everybody, my name's Bob Plass. I am from Westfield on Weekends. WestfieldOnWeekends.com is where you find out all about things that are happening at Westfield on Weekends, at our shop on 105 Elm Street in Westfield and beyond, the Mayor's Tree Lighting, etc., all the things Decemberfest, and there's some good things happening there. So go there. But we have next to me, we have my sub, trusty, dusty, lusty, musty, crusty, well-modulated
it's becoming a long-term
psychic.
It's becoming a long-term sub.
Yes. You are my sidekick. I was going to say my sidekick psychic.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Did you know that that Rick Barry is a psychic as well as being a sidekick?
See, I knew that because I'm psychic.
That's it. That's exactly the case.
I'm confused.
Yes, the confused person under the glass over there is Pete Coles, the kitten of the Keys. Yes.
Meow.
Oh, good Lord.
That's the worst.
Yes, it is. The cat's a little hoarse this morning.
God, the cat's a pony this morning.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
I've come to attack you all.
Oh my God. Oh gosh. Hey, look at that. We are have this giant. Hey, Peter, is there any way that you could put up our the town green live behind us for our faithful
you're awfully
listener?
Demanding this morning.
Well, not that man. Well, that's the first thing I've asked for you.
I'll go try to find it.
All right, that would be wonderful. But you know what? We are excited because guess where we are this morning? Guess what's happening this morning?
We're live?
What is that?
We are live in...
We're not Memorex?
Yeah, no, we're live on Channel 15 in Westfield on WSKB 89.5 FM. We're streaming, and we're in Southwick at... I think, is it Channel 15 in Southwick?
It's Channel 15 everywhere.
Oh, it is? I didn't realize
that. Because they're all Comcast, yeah.
Oh, okay. And we debuted today, I think, because of the work of Les Tingley over there, the Agawam Media's great manager, director. We are in Agawam today. So we're syndicated. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
And live syndication,
well, as
too.
a psychic, you should have known that.
See, that one slipped by me. I did.
Yeah. We are in syndication, sort of. What is a syndicated show? It
means it's a show that's aired upon multiple outlets without benefit of a network.
Aha. So
Or its
listen to
hosts.
the- huh? Yeah.
No.
No. Hey, Regis
Actually,
and Kathy Lee started this way.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah. It's exactly right. Yeah.
They were syndicated by Disney, Buena Vista Television.
Yeah, we used to watch Regis in New York City when I was struggling as an actor there. 9 o'clock in the morning, he would come on, and he would be the local station there was Channel 5, I think, and then
He was on the ABC affiliate.
the affiliate, and he was only on the affiliate, and then they added this, they added that, and guess where he went. Where did he go?
He's now dead.
I was going to say that. Yeah, he's 6 feet under right now, but
He said,
No, he went national.
He did go
He
national,
went national.
and maybe even international. Because we might even go international.
there's hope for us yet.
Yeah. You can. So Agawam, we are so thrilled to have you aboard. Thank you, Les, for making this happen. And
Yes.
we'll try to do you well. If I can find what camera to look at here. Wait a minute.
You're always on two.
No,
Go right
I'm
straight ahead.
straight ahead. There, right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll wave. See. Okay.
Good morning,
Fabulous.
everyone.
And look
Southwick.
at.
Good morning, Southwick, too.
Yeah, and you can see that we are high above Park Square in Westfield. Is that right? Is that where we're looking?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that big? Oh, that's the building right behind us. For those on the radio,
Lansdowne
there's
Place.
a big building. That is, what is that?
Lansdowne Place.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, that's not Lambston, is it?
Yes, that's Lansdowne Place.
Oh.
Yes, because if the gazebo's just off to my side over right there.
Oh.
Gazebo's right there. Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
There you go.
Oh, there. Now
There
that's
we
a
go.
bed. There we are. Look at that. We see the statue that's been cleaned, and the pilgrim statue, and it's a pretty nice view. And we can see how the
I don't know
turning.
how I'm still able to move
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, no, that's perfectly fine. That's real great, Peter. The turning the clocks back. Tell me about that.
That was, usually it doesn't affect me, but it affected me this year.
Yeah. Well, you had an extra hour of sleep.
Yes, but Sunday night, after I got home and got some things done, I was sitting home and it was about 7:30, and I was ready for bed.
Yeah.
It felt like 8:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know who it affects worse than us, or excuse me,
Cats and dogs.
Yes, cats and dogs. It's exactly. I
just don't know
I was
what's
going to
going
correct
on.
myself, my English.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs living together.
No, explain that. Because they think that it's time to go for their walk, when in reality it's an hour earlier.
Yeah.
Right. They have no conception of time as in the clock.
Because time is a human construct.
Right, and
Yeah.
they're conditioned to be fed at a certain time and to be taken out at a certain time, and,
Yeah.
and go to bed at a certain time. I know someone like my dog is particularly conditioned to eat at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
at about 8:30, she kind of got up off the couch and walked down the hallway and into bed because she thought it was bedtime and was all confused because nobody else was going to bed. The poor thing.
You know who else doesn't have a concept of time?
Who is that?
Ken
Me.
Stomsky.
Ken Stomsky.
He doesn't do well with the time change either.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Ken from Ken's Danby. That's the show after us for folks in Agawam. That is also streamed in Agawam, I think. So you can stay around and see the madness there. That Ken has something called seasonal affective disorder. That's that SAD. Have you ever?
Yes, I've
He
heard
becomes
that,
sad
yes.
in the winter, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to do our best to kind of perk him up this morning.
Light deprivation. It is also affiliated
sure.
with light deprivation.
It's light deprivation.
Yes.
Yeah. And I wonder if those lights that we bought during quarantine would help. You know those
He has one.
ring lights?
No, he has got a thing that generates daylight.
It simulates the sunlight.
Yep.
We have a new LED light in my bedroom that's kind of makes it look like it is daylight, and I'm not. I like the yellow, warm.
But you gotta see what it puts out as Lord Kelvin's scale, because daylight is 5600K, and that nice yellow warm thing you're talking about
yes.
is about 3200K. So it's not really daylight.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's
I learned all about Lord Kelvin in television school.
The daylight one
Really?
I have is about 5,000.
Yeah,
And it's pretty bright.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. But the warm one, it makes your skin look better, and that's why people. Honestly, that's why people have them, because it makes them look better.
Well, it's because that's what was generated by Thomas Edison when he made the light bulb.
And Lord Kelvin was an Englishman.
Yes, he developed a scale of degrees that measures the color temperature of light.
And so the color temperature of light, because light has all the colors in it, correct?
Correct.
And so is the red has a different color vibrancy, or what's the word, of different Kelvin than blue? Mm-hmm. Oh, what does that make a difference about? What difference does it make whether my Kelvin frequency? Oh, wait a minute. Does that have any?
My Kelvin frequency.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's an aura. As a psychic, you might be able.
You
to
did give off an aura.
Please God, did I mouthwash this morning? Oh my God! But the Kmart lighting in here. I know. I don't know. Kmart is still it's not in existence any longer.
I don't know. I think
we lost the one in Holyoke.
Yes,
we used
lost
to go
the one in
shop
Holyoke.
there.
Yep. There might be one or two left. They may. I don't know if did they completely shutter? Anybody know?
They may have. Yeah.
Was Kmart named after Lord Kelvin? Could it be Kelvin Mart?
No, Bob.
I'm just trying to connect it all, you see. I'm trying to look for a connection everywhere.
No, Bob.
No.
Here, let me find out. I have this. Let me call up this graphic for you.
What do you got there? A graphic with that for our radio. Look at this.
The
color temperature scale.
So candlelight is 1,500 Kelvin. A 40-watt incandescent lamp is 2,680 Kelvin. A tungsten lamp is 3,400 Kelvin. Sunset is 3,200 Kelvin. Overcast sky, 6,500 to 7,500 Kelvin.
Right.
And blue sky, 9,000 to 12,000 Kelvin.
And it looks like, okay.
And sunny daylight at noon, which is the reference that they gave us in school, is 5,500 Kelvin. And that's why cameras have a setting for 5,600 Kelvin, which is sunny daylight at noon. And the indoor light or studio light is 3,200 Kelvin.
So indoor light, studio light is sort of sunrise, sunset Kelvin?
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
so the light you're sitting under right now is about 3,400, 3,500 Kelvin.
Well, it's not doing anything good for my face.
Those LEDs do pretty well.
Okay. So for the folks who are on radio, this scale starts at red and goes to blue,
and then it goes into the ultraviolet.
And so that's the reason why the sky is blue?
That's a good indicator, yes.
And what makes the sky blue? Why is the sky blue? Please, someone to tell me why the sky is blue.
You really want me to find that out?
Yeah, no. You're going to find that out for us, Ricardo.
I will find out why the sky is blue. We'll fire up the Google machine.
But it just sort of seems if the kelvins on the color scale. Yeah, okay.
As white light passes through our atmosphere, tiny air molecules cause it to scatter. The scattering caused by these tiny air molecules, known as Rayleigh scattering, increases the wavelength of the light. Decreases. Therefore, blue light is scattered more than red light, and the sky appears blue during the day.
Blue light is more scattered than red light.
Yes.
Okay. And red light is always there, but but blue seems to dominate.
Yes. Yes. It also has something to do with your optics of your eyes too, because isn't it, Pete, that the eyes can see blue light better than red?
I don't know about that.
Now, Peter, where did you learn all this? You said in
No, television.
Yeah. You learned this in television school?
Why, do you ask? Because your eyes can adjust to all these conditions very easily. An image processor on a camera, whether it be tube or chip, cannot.
Oh.
Therefore, you have to tell it what the conditions are instead of your body adjusting to it, your eyeballs.
I see. So
your eyeballs are a very efficient machine. They can color balance in just about anything. A camera cannot.
The eyes are the windows to the soul, and as somebody said, right? The cameras are the windows into wow, it's Tuesday.
Like, watch this. I'm going to dial up from 3200K. Watch the colors in your faces.
Okay.
I'm going to go to 5600K.
Okay.
I'll show you how out of balance the light.
Okay.
Look at
So now
look at how jaundiced you're getting.
Yeah, well, look at that. But Rick, you look better.
That's at 50.
That's
no,
tough. Hey, that's
don't.
tough to look me
look
better.
You look hey, you're Orange Man bad. Bob, you've turned into Orange Man bad.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this for okay. So, but
I'll put you back to 32.
I still look a little washed out, if you pardon the expression. You know.
We'll have
Try me down at
Here's split the difference. That's 4,000K.
Yeah, I'd like try 3,000K for honest.
You're gonna get a little blue.
All right. Well, that might be. Oh no.
That's why I go around 3,300.
Yeah, 33, 34.
Whatever it takes, Bob.
All right. Well,
I really didn't change that much. So
you did,
because I think my hat is on. Because
you're sitting. Maybe it's where I'm sitting that is causing me to look as
you
if
went,
I need
you went
to see a
completely
doctor.
Orange Man bad. You look like Donald Trump.
Yes.
No, there,
All right.
yeah, there we are.
To answer your question,
Yes, sir.
William Shakespeare
was
quoted for saying, "The eyes are the window to the soul."
Was that him?
Yes, it was.
You know, I took one half a year of. Not half a year. It was 15 weeks of Shakespeare, and it was a full year. I only took the first half where they did Romeo and Juliet. So, and I wonder if that's from Romeo and Juliet. What is the eyes or the window to the soul? Sounds to me like that would be something that Romeo would say, looking at Juliet. I look at your eyes, and they are pools of beautiful blue water with water lilies. Well, he wouldn't do it in that way. It would be in a cadence. It would be an iambic pentameter. At any rate.
Hey, Bob.
Well, according to this,
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter.
No,
According
go
to
ahead.
this, the exact origins are not expressed so clearly. It says similar ideas appeared in ancient Latin and in the Bible, but not in those exact words.
So the eyes of the window to the soul were in the Bible, but then Shakespeare went around and used his own language and
Yes.
stuff. But we
Yes.
still don't know what play it was from. It would be interesting to know whether it was from a play that we know or whether it was some obscure Coriolanus or King John or one of those. See, notice how that's because I took that half a year course or those 15-week course. That's a quarter of a year.
It was 3 weeks.
It was 15 weeks. It might have been 3 weeks because I skipped a lot of those classes, as far as I remember. But
Oh, Bob, you lapsed Catholic.
oh my God, I was a lapsed student. I don't know how I became so darn smart. I don't know. Maybe it's 76 years of life.
So the actual quote from the Bible comes from Proverb 30:17. It looks like it says the eye is the lamp of the body.
Lovely.
And the eyes are healthy, your whole body will be healthy.
Ah, interesting.
Just posting on the Channel 15 Facebook page
Okay.
from our good friends at NASA. Very, very child version of why is the sky blue and why is the sky different colors on different planets.
Oh,
I just posted it.
oh, great. So we can go there and see where you posted.
On the Channel 15 Westfield Community Program Facebook page.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
Okay. Very, very good. Hey, for folks in Agawam, every so often, I know you need a break from the great, smart, intelligent banter that we have here.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know.
Sometimes we go on tangents.
Oh, we go on tangents a lot. And so last week I wanted to play a song by Jean Pizzarelli, accompanied by Tom Jobim. It was on Antonio Carlos Jobim's. You know who Antonio Carlos Jobim is?
No, I don't.
Of course you do. He's a very famous composer who you might blame it on. Does that give you a clue? You might
Might blame it on the rain?
No, blame it on the. Oh my God! In the '60s, blame it on the bossa nova.
Blame it on the bossa nova.
Okay, so
I should know that where you go with those.
Yeah. Blame it on the bossa nova, and Antonio Carlos Jobim was very well known because he wrote songs that you would know, including "The Girl from Ipanema."
I know that one.
You do know.
Yes,
The Girl from
that one I'm familiar with.
Yes.
But you're not going to play that song, right?
No, I'm not going to play that song. No,
Bob's famous for this.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
He teases you with something,
tease.
and then he doesn't deliver.
Yeah. Tom Jobim is a really great composer on his own. I think he's the grandson of Antonio Carlos Jobim. And so he wrote a song called Two Kites that I really love. I heard it first on John Pizzarelli's program, and it was sung by somebody else. And then I realized that Tom Jobim and John Pizzarelli, had put it together, and just listen to this. It's a lovely song about flying, and it's got romance in it, and it's sort of it's just a great bossa nova song. Two Kites.
And by the way, have you forgotten to say where you live, what's your name, or what you do? In case you're free, we can go, you and me, to the zoo. And may I ask you what to do with your days, with your nights, with your time, with your life? Suppose I dare to ask, what are you doing tonight? If you were free, I can lend you these wings for a flight. Haven't we met? I can't remember, but yet I could swear I have seen you before. But if you're scared of my boat, I can take you ashore. Or would you rather catch the wind that blows steady and pulls to the high open sea? You are the force, that irresistible might that creates in me the power of flight. We are kites in the sky, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly. I get a flash of your thigh like a spy in the sky. I see thy heavenly thighs in the skies, in the skies. There where the sea meets the sky, you and me, you and I. Give me a moment just to finish this brew, to undo the voodoo that kept you away. For so long, for so long, so long, for so long. Suppose I give you this rose and you give me a kiss. La 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 la. Suppose we take off our clothes and we plunge in the sea, and just dismiss with a kiss the petite bourgeoisie. Haven't we met? I can't remember, but yet I could swear I have seen you before. But if you're scared of my boat, I can take you ashore. Or would you rather catch the wind that blows steady and pulls to the high open sea? You are the force, that irresistible might that creates in me the power of flight. We are kites in the sky, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly. I see thy heavenly thighs in the skies, in the skies. There where the sea meets the sky, you and me, you and I. For so long, for so long.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is November 9th, 2021 and counting. And my name is Bob Plass. I'm here with my great psychic sidekick, Rick Berry. He's got his laptop, so we are now sure to be able to tell you everything that you need to know about whatever we're talking about and don't know, if that makes any sense.
Which is a lot.
Yes, which is an awful lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, welcome to Agawam to our programming, and it's 30 degrees out here in Westfield.
Right. We were looking at the webcam here at the circle. That's Park Square right there.
Yes.
And it was saying that the winds were 0.0.
That's true.
Yeah. No windy. It's going to be beautiful today. It's going to be sunny today, apparently, in the 60s. And then this is normal for this time of year, I guess, or maybe a little hot.
It's a little warm for this time of year
little
during
warm.
the day, but the nights are nice and cool. I mean, it cooled off quickly last night. I'll tell you that when I got done working in the yard.
Oh, yeah. I see you limping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing leaves.
You
know, it's that time of year.
We wait. We have a fall cleanup over here at my house, or over there at my house, that Proudy Landscaping comes in. When I reached a certain age, and you will reach this age, folks.
That might be tomorrow.
Yeah, it might be tomorrow. You say to your spouse, "That's it. That's it. We are not going to do shoveling and or raking or anything, and even if we have to go without a meal this week, we are going to do. We're going to have somebody come in and do it. So we set aside some of the dough and have Proudy Landscaping come in, but they only do the fall cleanup when the leaves have all fallen off the trees. And in my neck of the woods, there are still some hangers on, if you'll pardon the expression.
That kind of makes sense for them to do because they only have to come back. They only have to be there the once, and they don't have to keep coming back time and time. I know I've got two trees in my front yard that haven't completely dropped yet. So.
Oh, yeah. And
it was a very warm fall.
Yeah, you need cold nights and warm days, or is that what makes them fall off, Peter Coles?
It's the cold nights, yeah.
Yeah. So
because what happens is the sap pulls into the trunk of the tree, and as it doesn't have anything to kind of, make it do its process, the leaves of photosynthesis eventually dries out and falls off.
I see. Well, throughout the fall, James has been cutting branches off the trees. That's what he does for a hobby, my spouse.
He cuts branches off the trees?
Cuts branches off the trees.
He's an arborer?
Yeah, sort of. But there is this big pile of branches that you can see as you drive by the house over to the right as you look at
in the farm country, they call that a burn pile.
Well, it looks like a beaver is doing a dam in my driveway.
Damn beavers.
Damn beavers. And, yes. And I keep thinking, he's building a nest for something. And if the leaves don't come off of those trees
that's
soon,
why they call it a burn pile.
Yeah, and I heard that's where I got a little frightened because I thought maybe the pile is getting so big that a baby bear could go in there, or
Bob.
No, a raccoon or.
Why don't you call a tree service and have them just chip it for you?
Well, we're paying for Proudy to come in the landscaping. I don't know if I can add.
Tell him to bring over the chipper.
And to the
tell him you can have the wood chips.
And then
they'll probably take the branches.
Yeah,
sometimes if you tell them they can have it, they'll use it and they'll throw it in their mulch pile.
Oh, well, a clapboard fell out of the house last week, or 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks, whenever it was, and also we have a fence that we like this fence in the back. It's a wooden fence. And somehow or other, our neighbor pushed the fence forward, and so now
I would sue.
No, well, he said he didn't do it. He said it was the wind. I've got to give the
nobody saw me do it. Can't prove anything.
Yeah, but it really came off and whatever. So we're falling apart bit by bit by bit. This is sort of like, but the good news.
You personally or the house?
No. No, I've been to the doctor. Yesterday at my cardiologist appointment, a shout out to Pioneer Valley Cardiology. I went down over to Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards, I know, is the name of a woman on Housewives of Beverly Hills or something. The Real Housewives. There's Kyle Richards. She's there. But Kyle Richards is my cardiologist, and it's a man, isn't he? And he's great fun. He is so much fun that I had a hole in my sock yesterday. Believe it or not, I had a hole in my sock, and I was wearing the shoes, and I took my shoes off because they were weighing me, and I didn't want the weight to be any more. You know how you do that. You're trying, for God's sake, please. I'll get naked if it's going to mean that I'm going to be 2 pounds.
Please, God, no.
No. So it's in the hallway there at the doctor's office. So I took the
You're
shoes.
getting naked in the hallway.
No,
the
no.
doctor's office.
But I took my shoes off, and holy mother, my left foot had a hole in the sock near the toe, and so I made a joke of it and whatever. Later, the doctor and I were talking, and we were fooling around with his assistant Trish. She's great fun, and so I left my socks for Trish. And she's going to make a puppet out of those socks. And she told me that I was
Mr. Sacco!
Yes. And she told me that I was the only man in her 15 years of being a medical assistant that had ever left his socks with her.
So you're going to go down in history, Bob.
I am going to, but darn those socks.
Now Bob thinks he's Mick Foley.
Yeah.
What's that? Explain that reference, Peter. I don't get it. Tell me.
Mick Foley?
Yeah, Mick Foley.
A professional United States wrestler.
Oh. And does he have
the only person
holy
that,
socks?
The only he debuted a character called Mr. Sacco.
Yes.
That helped him do his finishing move, the mandible claw, where he inserted said sock into your mouth and knocked you out due to lack of air.
Oh, my God. This is called... Yeah, so he actually stuffs the sock into your mouth?
Yes.
Yeah. That's his finishing move was the mandible claw, where they put your fingers in your mouth and choke you, basically.
And whose socks are they? He's wearing the socks?
No, he used to pull them out of different parts of his attire, ring attire.
Uh-huh.
And not the good parts of his attire either.
Oh,
But he's the only professional wrestler
Yep.
to really do 3 characters almost simultaneously.
So, explain.
He came into wrestling as Cactus Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That was his first character.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came into the WWE as Mankind.
Uh-huh.
And when he was a teenager, he had come up with this character called Dude Love. He pitched all 3, and at one point, he was literally, the WWE had him appearing almost in the same show as all 3 characters.
Ah,
one of the most versatile. He's just a cool. If you ever get to see a biography on Mick Foley, watch it, because the man's brain works in mysterious ways.
I am
and
not
currently,
really.
He's retired out.
Yeah.
And he loves playing Santa Claus.
Mr. Peter, can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt you for
Sure.
1 second? A little technical. Maybe we might be having a little technical difficulty here. One of our faithful listeners, Danny Nason, just sent me a message saying we have nothing on the radio and nothing online.
Oh.
Oh my God! Help us.
Okay, we're connected on the radio side. It didn't connect the first time.
Oh. Okay.
Nothing online, huh?
That's what he
Nothing
has said.
No, so we're not streaming?
We should be back on the radio now.
We should be streaming, but okay. Well, you guys keep talking. I'll work on that.
We're going to check that out.
Oh my gosh! So while we check it out, why don't we play a song and
both phones just went off, so something changed.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, maybe it's those Kelvins. You know how that light works, and
it's the solar flares.
It's the solar flares
Bob,
that
it's
are
not
doing.
Kelvin.
It's the solar flares
yeah.
that cause issues with telecommunication and TV and radio, and they're beautiful to look at. The Northern Lights.
That's right.
The Northern Lights are beautiful to look at. But
we must have blipped on the internet or something, because I'm getting stuff from Les too.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I hope we're back on, and if we're not, we miss you folks. And while whoever's listening, I'm going to play Autumn Leaves. You know, the fall, you can't not play Autumn Leaves.
Yes.
You know, the Autumn Leaves pass by your
Autumn
window,
leaves,
out of red and gold. I see your face,
all
the
day
summer
long.
kisses.
It was 8.5 hours yesterday of
autumn leaves.
Of autumn leaves.
Autumn leaves.
Between me and my dog.
Oh.
My dog was passed out all last night because she was outside playing in the leaves.
And she
while
had
I
that
was
time
raking
change,
them,
yeah.
while I was raking them or using the blower and mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
My brother has a video of their puppy, Cooper, who's only less than 2 years old.
Yeah.
Big shaggy thing, right? So my brother blew a big pile into it. He's got a pretty good sized pen. I mean, it's like 20 by 100 because my brother's a fence guy, right? So builds Cooper a big place to run. So they blew a big pile of thing and they threw the ball into the pile. And Cooper diving on the pile is just a hilarious video to watch. I should have him send it to me one of these days.
Oh, yeah.
Just watching this dog just kind of look for this ball in the pile
Oh, I love it.
is highly entertaining for like 5 minutes.
Well, we could try that with we could do a human trick that way.
Negative. I'm
No,
too old.
negative.
I'm too old
I'm
for
not
that,
up
Bob.
for it.
No.
I can't. I'll jump into the leaves. I'm not getting back out.
Yeah.
Though. That's
Right,
the
yeah.
problem.
It'll take a while. It'll be awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Hey, Leslie Odom Jr. has a great album out. Leslie Odom Jr. is was the one who played, I think, Aaron Burr in Hamilton with Lin-Manuel Miranda on Broadway, and you've seen him 1,000 times now. He's got a good career going. Autumn Leaves. This is his version. It's a different version of Autumn Leaves. They pass by your window. They're red and gold. Here we go.
The falling leaves drift by my window. Falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I hear old winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. The falling leaves drift by my window. Falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I hear old winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves starts to fall. Come back, baby. Oh, darling, my darling, starts to fall.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Underwriting for community radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest Ace dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at Rockies.com.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is November 9th, 2021 and counting. My name is Bob Platts. I'm here with Rick Barry and Peter Coles. Yay!
After that little internet blip, all the streams are working again.
Now, okay, so
we
now
must have took some kind of an internet hit because everything disconnected.
Oh,
And
gosh.
Thank you, Danny Nason, for bringing that to our
really,
And Les
Danny,
Tingley
thank-
for
And
emailing
Les-
me too.
Yes.
Yeah. So does that mean that the YouTube would have go blank during that time? How would that work? I mean, like when you're putting it up afterward as you're archiving it.
No, the archive's fine because it's locally recorded.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. For those who missed that segment, if you're back with us, you can archive us, or you can see the archived shows by putting in, wow, it's Tuesday, and the date, 11/09/21, and it will come up at Westfield TV, community television, I think, or something. But you'll see it. Wow, it's Tuesday. I wanted to say that, last week, for some reason, I ended up going out to dinner 3 nights. Not that I really, I'm not a bit, I really like to, I'm a really homebody. I know you look at me and you say, boy, he's a real partier.
Yeah, actually, I do.
No,
You're out everywhere.
No, I'm not.
I see you everywhere.
No, I'm not. No.
Well, if I see you everywhere, that means I'm out
You're
everywhere.
out
too.
everywhere. Yeah. I go here, I go there. I do what I have to do. Let me put it this way. But I had to go to a great party last week. George Delisle turned 70 years old, our great friend, and so I went to the tavern for a lovely little party with some of his close friends, and so that was one night. And then on Thursday night, I went out with my cousin Lorette, who is so beautiful. She's my same age. We graduated together at Cathedral High School back in the 1960s. If you weren't born then, were you? Were you?
Late 60s.
Late 60s. We graduated
68.
before you. I was out partying
71,
before
Bob.
you were
Yeah.
born, Ricardo.
He wasn't even thought of.
Peter wasn't even signed.
71, Bob.
Oh, my aching back. Well, at any rate, in 1963 to 1967, Lorette and I were over at Cathedral learning. And
On Surrey Road.
and so Lorette and James and I went to her favorite restaurant. And I got to give a shout out to this restaurant because the Italian food was so incredible. Villa Napolitano. Have
Yes.
you ever been there?
Over in East Long Meadow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right across
food
the
is
line.
Phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe, and it's they're so friendly. It's got a nice bar, etc. And we just had a great time there. So, if you're looking for a nice Italian place, but incidentally, we were talking. Lorette and I were talking about. I said this food is incredible. I can only think of one place that sort of reminds me of this food, and she then went on to tell me a story about coming to Westfield a few months ago and having dinner at Emma's. And
Yeah.
I think that Emma's in Westfield is another great place for you folks in Agawam. I wonder where would that be in Agawam? What's a good? I used to go to Betty's in the Patch in Agawam. Do you remember?
Agawam? Oh,
yeah,
geez.
Betty's Townhouse. But Betty's in the Patch was this. It was in like a dingle, and you had to go down a little road, and then there was this little house where they served Italian food, and it was so romantic and whatever.
Yeah, it was an old house. Well, they've got Casa de Lisa.
Casa de Lisa, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
House of Lisa.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you have much to do with Agawam, Rick?
I go over there every once in a while and frequent some of the restaurants.
There's no breweries in Agawam. It's a tough place to go for Rick.
No, yeah, it's one of the things. But Murphy's over there, they do a nice job over there at Murphy's. There's the Still.
The Still?
The Still, yeah.
Yeah, that's
now that sounds like they make their own bourbon or something.
That's been a mainstay over in Agawam for quite a long time.
Captain Jimmy's.
Yep.
Listen to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's some nice restaurants over there.
Used to be Parthenon, but they got bought out.
Oh.
I think Cumberland Farms bought the property. So I think they're gone now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Agawam I hold near and dear to my heart because I started my teaching career in Agawam, believe it or not. And all of the students, in fact, one of the students is on the show with regularly, not this show, but Bobby Goff's show.
Bobby Goff,
Lynn is a former student of mine in Agawam. Lynn Dalkey, her name was. What's her name now? Lynn
O'Brien.
Lynn O'Brien. Okay. And today, in the second hour, we have a visit from our the Duke of Dentistry is coming on, Dr. Kevin Coughlin, and of course,
Bob.
Yeah. Yes. There is the dog. Look, okay. So for the radio folks, there's this beautiful dog in red and golden autumn leaves, and that dog is.
I'm surprised you got your dog to stop that long to take the picture.
That is my little girl. That is Sadie Mae.
Oh man, how old is Sadie?
Sadie Mae is now 3 years old. She is a border collie black lab mix.
Oh man,
we rescued her from Arkansas.
She has that southern look to her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Well, she came to us and her name was Happy.
Ah.
And Pete has met her a number of times, and that name fits her so much because she is always so happy.
Yeah.
But my stepson and my girlfriend named her Sadie, and I gave her her middle name May because she's a Southern girl. So all Southern girls have to have a middle name because my cat actually has a middle name also, and her name is Mitzi May. So there's Sadie Mae and Mitzi May.
Mitzi the cat.
Yes.
Mitzi, did you know today is National Cat Day? I think
I saw that.
Yeah, National Cat Day. I'm not a cat lover particularly. I mean, I don't hate cats, but I'm not one to say, oh, great, you got a cat. I love cats.
Dog and cats love me.
Yes, and I love cats.
I love dogs, but cat, you do. Yeah,
I love cats because their attitude.
Yeah.
Just their attitude. It's like, it's like they look at you and say, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
my girlfriend's daughter's cat loves me more than my girlfriend.
Oh, well,
that cat absolutely. She tolerates Christy. Cleo does, but Cleo loves me. She hears me on the phone. And she goes up and starts rubbing her head on the phone.
I thought that it would be fun
TV.
for my mother, who was ill at the time, to have a cat, because that would give her a cat. And my father said, no, a cat isn't coming into this house. And then I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna. At Christmas morning, I brought a little kitten to my mother. And on Christmas, what is my dad going to say other than, oh my God, it's a cat, and that cat is going to stay here? And I said, stay, Stacia. So we'll call the cat Stacia. Yeah. Stacia then disappears, totally disappears. And
suspiciously, or
well, maybe she was worried that my father didn't like her. Well, my father was so upset that Stacia had disappeared that he went looking in the neighborhood for like 2 days. 2 days later, the cat appeared that had gone into the basement, into one of the cubby holes in the basement.
Yeah.
He was there. She was there all the time. And from that moment on, my father bonded with that cat.
Yeah.
The cat seemed to not want to have anything to do with my mother. and Stacia and my father were great friends. So that's about as close as I got to a cat. You know. I had a cat. I had a cat in a one-room my first apartment. over on Riverdale Street in West Springfield and it was in the basement, and it was a studio apartment, furnished studio apartment, leather couch and pleather couch. Yeah. And the apartments are still there, as a matter of fact. But somehow or other, somebody gave me a cat, a little baby kitten, and at that moment didn't had any experience with cats.
Yeah.
And maybe my own anxiety caused the cat to have something that
Issues?
Issues.
No, Bob causing a neurosis in a cat? No, impossible.
It was the neurosis cat. And I came home, and this little kitty had gone the bathroom all over the pleather couch. And
oh, they don't do that unless they're pissed off at you.
Oh, man. So I said, that's it, and I took the cat to the SPCA, hoping that they would give it away. I don't know. I mean, they wouldn't. The ASPCA, it would be the Dakin Center now. They would probably keep the cat. There's a homeless cat project here in Westfield.
Yes, in Westfield.
So I could have brought the cat to that.
Well, they probably weren't around at that time. They haven't been around too long. Maybe 10 years now or so.
Yeah. So I that's my cat story, and I'm sticking to it.
My cat is 16 years old.
Your cat is
16 years old, and she is.
Oh my gosh!
She is. She's got the attitude.
How does Mitzi May and Sadie May get along? How do they get along?
They get along great. Now with the cat being so much older, when the puppy came into the house, of course, and I will admit it, I did not want the dog, just like your dad didn't want the cat.
Yeah.
But there's no stronger bond between an animal and its owner for the one that didn't want it. Is what it said. Sadie had to work hard to win me over, and she did. And she is definitely a daddy's girl. She's definitely a daddy's girl. She loves her mom, but she is.
Now, what about Mitzi May, the showgirl cat, Mitzi May?
Mitzi's just that independent. She's a cat. She is definitely a daddy's girl. She definitely loves her dad.
Mitzi's become old enough, like Bob, to be indifferent about a lot of things.
But unfortunately, Sadie wants to play with her. And Mitzi wants nothing to do with playing with her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
And
Mitzi's like, I'm too old for that, dog.
Yeah. What is the cat years? Dog years are supposedly 7 years. What's a cat?
I think they're the same, aren't they?
We looked it up last week because we are curious as to how old she actually is, but we think it is just about the same, about 7.
7 times 6, that makes her 111, 12 years old.
Yeah, she's old.
They live longer than we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, wow. Hey, everybody, it is 6:52 in the morning. We're getting ready for a visit from Dr. K.
He's here.
KC, I know.
He's
saw him.
in the building.
Yeah. Hey, Jackson Browne toured for years with James Taylor. I'm not going to play Jackson Browne with James Taylor, but our Wisconsin music director.
You're such a tease.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yes.
That's where I think that the two of those people really have distinctive voices. And, just strangely enough, I was really saying, I wish I could get an album of acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Because there's something about an acoustic guitar that is really something. I mean, that picking or that sound, I love it. Wouldn't you know that Christian Homan out there in Wisconsin chose these days from Jackson Browne's solo acoustic album, and apparently he's got 3 beautiful albums out there of acoustic. He sings acoustic guitar, and so I'm going to play "These Days" by Jackson Browne.
Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. And all the times I had the chance to. Now if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so long. Well, I'll keep on moving, moving on. Things are bound to be improving these days, one of these days. These days I'll sit on the cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to 10. Don't confront me with my failures, I had not forgotten them.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England. Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Well, it is Tuesday morning, November 9th, 2021, and counting. My name is Bob Plass. This is the Westfield on Weekend show that is appearing now in Southwick and Channel 15 and in Agawam. And I've got a special treat for all you Agawamites. Is that what they call Agawam? Or is it Agawamians?
Brownies.
The brownies. Yes, they are the brownies.
Oh, Agawam brownies. Okay.
I never really cared for the name.
No, I don't know.
But I love the town and I love the people.
Yeah, this is Dr. Kevin Coughlin, everyone, if you don't know. Dr. Kevin Coughlin graduated from, I think you graduated.
I graduated from Agawam High School in 1976.
1976, which means that I was your teacher back in 1970.
I had you as a teacher at the, I won't call it the middle school, but with the 8th and 9th grade, which is now, I believe, the old police station, right by the bridge.
What do you mean? They've turned the school into a police station?
I believe so.
Oh, no. I thought it was going to become a museum.
My peers could correct me.
But
like so many teachers, you had a positive influence in me.
Oh, and you still graduated.
And I still barely. But over and over again, when you get a little older, you realize the mentors in your life. And for me, many of those mentors outside of my family were educators, teachers who
guided me, pushed me.
I was pushing you to become a Broadway star.
Yes, and since I have no rhythm, a poor voice, and no talent.
I didn't know what I was doing back then, to tell you the truth. I was thinking, I was thinking, yeah. Peter says that, he's glad that he didn't have any influence because you went on to become a great dentist and a great radio personality, and you've helped so many people in teeth. And actually, I'll just tell you the truth that this guy is the Ascent Dental man. He is from Ascent Dental, ASCENT Dental. And they are in,
well, we have 4 locations.
4 locations.
We're in Longmeadow and East Longmeadow, and I was previously owner of Bay State Dental.
Right.
And I sold that practice to a large corporation, and that practice seems to be doing very well. It's just for my personal needs. I just like healthcare owned other than by corporations.
That's
that doesn't mean these corporations can't do a phenomenal job. It's just I think the public prefers to know that their healthcare provider is working for them and no one else.
And not for the corporation.
And not for the corporation.
And that doesn't make it good or bad.
No.
It's just that's my
It's
opinion.
a different kind
And,
of...
I wish nothing but the best, but
Yeah.
the practice seems to be doing well.
Here's a question for you then, Doc. When I knew you back when you were a young whippersnapper, I don't remember your ever having... How'd you do in science? And when did that first inkling... Because your dad wasn't a dentist.
No, my dad worked for the telephone company, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
And I have one brother, and my brother's a physician. He's a radiologist.
Oh, interesting.
And done extremely well for himself, and is still doing well. We both
Good for him.
both still practice long-term. But there was a teacher in high school, Mr. Richard Joseph, who spoke and taught microbiology. And one day he pulled me aside and said, did you ever think of taking a science course? And I said no. And he said, why wouldn't you try one of my courses? And I really didn't have an answer. The long and short of it is, once again, a mentor took the time to speak to me and helped me. And I had an interest in the sciences. And then, like most people, we've had numerous mentors over the years. There was a Dr. Louis Regali from Holyoke who took me into his office when I was in high school, and I worked in his dental practice on Tuesday and Thursday evening.
Doing what?
Pretty much anything he asked me to do.
Oh, okay. But you weren't drilling cavities, were you?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
If
All right.
it meant cleaning or
check.
sweeping up.
Yeah.
And then another gentleman, Peter Stabile, who owned High Dent Dental Lab, and I worked for him on the weekends, actually in the construction of dentures, partial dentures, crowns, bridges, and it just gave me an insight to the profession. I enjoyed it, and I stuck with it, and it's been very, very good to me. But it's those mentors who open the doors.
And it all happened in Agawam, folks, of all places.
Over and over again, I could say that if I could change anything in the world, I would never change the way I grew up. I love the town. I love the people. I had a lot of family and relatives. The school system treated me very, very well. And as most of our listeners know, Joseph Modulewski passed away.
Joe Modulewski.
Yes, he did.
Wait a minute. Was that he was an athlete?
Yep.
No, he was the...
He was a
football
phys
coach.
ed.
Phys ed.
Coach, track.
Oh, my gosh. I picture him right now. Yeah. Oh,
And,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and hours and hours he spent with me on the athletic portion of my high school career. And was, again, a tremendous mentor for me. A big loss for the town of Agawam and Feeding Hills. And our condolences go out to his wife, Donna, and his children and grandchildren.
Oh, my God. How old would he be now?
I believe he was 77 years old.
70. So we were about the same
I may
age.
have that wrong, but there's just a lot of nice memories, and those memories, hopefully, I can pass on. Almost every week, a young man or young woman in the dental profession contacts me. I have a consulting firm called Dental Solutions. And it focuses on education, knowledge, training, and development.
Right.
And hopefully someday somebody will say, hey, this Dr. Coughlin really helped me out.
Yeah.
I know there's been about 21 young men and women that have gone through my office, and they're all dentists now all over the United States.
How do you like that? Rick Barry, would you, if you were going to call up this doctor, okay, at Ascent Dental Solutions, which is your consultant firm, you're consulting this great doctor sitting right beside you here. You have anything that you want to have answered? Yeah.
It could be a good segue because I don't know if the public really appreciates it. I don't think anyone goes to bed at night and feels sorry for the medical and dental profession per se. But over the last...
I can't remember the last time.
Over the last 7 years, for the young men and young women going into the medical profession, you're literally giving up between 8 and 12 years of your life. So the first thing you should know is while most of your peers will be making an income and starting a family, you will be dedicated to your craft, your profession, and for the next 8 to 12 years, you'll be spending between 60 and 80 hours a week, generating really no money, but really learning and educating yourself to get good in your profession.
Doesn't that sound good for you?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. You're making it very appetizing.
Right. The next thing is the average young man or young woman, and I shouldn't say young. Many of the first years are in their early 30s because they've taken time off, yes. They're on average about $480,000 in debt. So not only have you given up 8 to 12 years of income, you now are close to $500,000 in debt.
No, see, sorry.
And now to make things even more appealing to you, Rick, the next thing is whether the public understands it or not, at least certainly in the Massachusetts area, but in most states, 85 to 90% of all the clients or patients that you will treat will be providing you with an insurance card. And that insurance card will dictate what you charge and what you do. So part of the allure for medicine and dentistry in particular for me was autonomy. I'm my own little boss. I make my own hours. I make my own decisions. I have my own team. But unfortunately at this time, these corporations and these insurance companies are really running healthcare, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. There are a lot of positive attributes that corporations can bring, but at the end of the day, you've lost a lot of the autonomy. So, for example, the other day, yesterday, I took a radiograph on, I'll just call him Mr. Smith. And the insurance reimbursement for that radiograph was $7. The machine that I used cost me close to $260,000.
Plus, you had to pay a technician to do it. And
not to maintain the maintenance. So what you're getting is you're getting a reduction of the number of people interested because the financial rewards are slowly but surely slipping away. And perhaps more importantly than the financial, the autonomy of the professions are slipping away.
So what happens then?
Because you end up working for other corporations which run the practices now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and so where does the young base then come from? Do we have to look to the people like Rick Barry who say, who's sitting here thinking, maybe I'm not good.
I'm a little old for that.
Yeah. Well, I just,
first
just
of all,
throwed it up.
How about his son John?
Yeah.
Let's
First
go with
of
his
all,
son.
what I say to Rick or any young person thinking of the career is if I had to do it all over again, I personally would still do the same thing. But I think from a realization, regardless of the profession you choose, I think getting involved in that profession early rather than late. Can you imagine spending 8 years of your life, $500,000, and you've never actually worked in a dental office? You've never worked in a hospital.
Isn't that insane?
You've never worked on it. Particular institutions like Northeastern in Boston, where you spend a year in your profession during your 4 years or 5 years of schooling, whether it be accounting, whatever the profession may be, you actually get in there and you work. And you make a decision and say to yourself, this is appealing to me or it's not. Most of the time in medicine, healthcare, you've put all this effort in, this time, this expertise, and then you're throwing in to the profession. And I think it would be nice if there was a way to at least get training. For me, I did it on my own, basically through help of mentors, where they put me in a dental office, they put me in a dental lab.
Well, okay, so here's a question then for you. Both Rick and I, want to be dentists. And I have a very bad back. All right, I'm a young man, but my back is killing me all the time, and the doctors have been trying,
Well, I know I wouldn't hire you right off the bat. Okay, so now I'm looking at Rick.
In the back.
Okay.
I'm done with you.
And the back has nothing to do with it.
No, the back. No. It's the front that would scare people.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So then we go to Rick, and Rick has he fumbles a lot. He can't catch a football to save his life. He has trouble. He's not very coordinated with his hands. Okay.
I'm in the wrong business then.
Well, the first thing I would tell the listeners is most people consider dentistry simply fixing teeth.
Yeah.
But there's dental radiologists that never fix teeth. They diagnose pathologies in the head and neck. Then there's pathologists. They never fix teeth. They look at slides of tumors, cysts, granulomas, other pathologies. There's hundreds and hundreds of diseases that emanate in the mouth, and an oral pathologist is another specialty of dentistry. And then you have the research branch, where you're working for pharmaceutical companies, you're working for different areas to come up with, whether it's toothpaste, all the items that you think of that have to do, whether it's chewing gum, whether it's cough drops, all of these things require a dental expertise. So
does
the point
any of that
is,
sound good? Yeah.
you don't have to use your hands, and you don't have to necessarily use your back. There are a lot of different areas of dentistry besides fixing someone's teeth. And we have a wide variety of those in our profession.
Does any of those sound good to you, Rick?
No.
I've just given up 12 years of my life, and
and you're in debt,
and I'm in debt,
and you can't control your fees.
Yeah.
So, but the point is I'd rather that individual understand that before they invest, rather than after.
Sure.
Nobody likes a killjoy. You don't want to take someone's passion away, but I do think someone has to be realistic and just tell you what the facts are. Yeah. And for many people, once they hear that, they're still enthusiastic and they want to pursue it.
Oh, yeah.
And they feel that they're going to beat these corporations. And what I say to those individuals is, let's say you're going to open up a pharmacy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any way in the world you're going to be able to compete with Walgreens and CVS and Rite Aid?
No.
They're open 24 hours a day. They have billions of dollars in marketing. And I'm sure there are exceptions throughout the United States, but the rule would be you're going to get crushed. And in dentistry and in medicine, more in medicine than in dentistry, that's where the trend is. The corporations see that the vast amount of people will require health care. They see it as a profit center, and they generally understand that most healthcare professionals have zero business experience, because for 8 to 12 years, they've never taken an accounting course, a business course, a marketing course. So they're looking at a profession that has no business acumen, and they see a potential for profit, and they see an area and an opportunity, and I say, good for them. It's a free country, but I believe over time, the public is saying, why am I waiting so long? How come the doctor's only spending a few minutes with me? How come I don't see the latest and best? And that's because there's a corporate structure making decisions, and generally that dentist is not.
So, Doc, then,
I have a question,
too.
Go ahead.
What's the solution then? I mean, like,
I believe the solution is that dentistry will mimic medicine, and I'm making this up. Obviously, I don't know the future, but within 15
he
years...
does. Rick does. He's the
Rick
psychic.
knows the future?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can correct me if I'm wrong, Rick. But my opinion is in 15 to 20 years, a solo practitioner like myself will be non-existent. Okay, it'll be just like there are a few pharmacists out there that are independent, but the vast majority are owned by a corporation.
And
they'll be open 24/7, and dentists will rotate through. And the younger population, your kids, my kids, will just assimilate and say this is just normal care. It's not foreign to them, but the three of us will be looking at each other and saying, we're going to a dentist at 1 a.m. I don't know my dentist's name. There's always a different dentist because you have 3 or 4 different routes. In other words, there's someone coming in from 7 to 11, 11 to 7, and that's the business plan.
Gotcha.
All right, I got a question.
Sure, go ahead,
Would,
Pete.
in your opinion, because you've seen it for a while now, would a socialized medicine system make it worse or better?
Well, let me just ask you this, okay? Without getting political, it is a free country. And in my opinion, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, i.e. the patient or the client, should be able to select the type of treatment that they want for them. And that healthcare professional should be able to explain all the options, what I refer to as the risks, the benefits, and the alternatives and costs. And those things, in my opinion, will be gone. You're going to be offered one material, one technique, and one solution. And that's how you're going to drive down costs. And for some people who need treatment outside of that, my personal opinion in our country anyways, you'll always have those 2 or 3 tiered systems. There'll always be that group of the population that go, I'm not going. I'm going to my man or my woman, and that's what I want. And they call that today concierge medicine. In other words, they know they're paying a higher fee, but they can afford that higher fee.
So the rich people will get the better care then?
I don't like to say better. Let's just say different. Okay, because better is a relative term. I can just tell you that after trillions of dollars in healthcare, at least when it comes to dentistry, in the state of Massachusetts, you have Common Care Alliance, CCA, you have Medicaid, okay, which are basically for low income. And I can only tell you from my own personal research, my own wet-fingered 40, 50 hours a day of practicing dentistry, their dental care has not gotten better. It's gotten worse. Not better, worse. And unfortunately, in my personal opinion, which means nothing, when people stop paying for care and treatment, they lose a tremendous negotiating point. In other words, if you're unhappy with something, you didn't pay the bill. Call the government.
I remember in my practice as a psychotherapist, I remember one of my mentors telling me that if the person doesn't pay something, then it's not worth anything to them. So there has to be some kind of payment.
To be some incentive to say to yourself, the consequences of my actions have consequences. And if I'm not going to take action, then there's generally not a change. And unfortunately or fortunately, sometimes these consequences have financial. In other words, if you lost your wallet with $100 in it, trust me, it's a long time before you lose that wallet a second time.
Yes. Sure.
And when you're physically losing something, I think it has some meaning. And right now, that meaning is slowly but surely being sucked away from us, whether we realize it or not. And I think it may have some negative consequences that time will tell.
Well, the other thing, too, it's being done so slowly that most people don't realize what's going on until it's too late. If it was done all at once, if they came out with a new rule saying this, you wouldn't be able to do any of that. And there's no innovation because we can't afford it, because we're not going to do R&D because we can't pay for it. People would be out in the streets protesting about their health care and their dentistry care. But because it's done little by little by little by little, Well, I guess I can live without
They're
it.
acclimating the public slowly, generation after generation. And I'll give you an example. My mom and dad, who've both passed away, but were in their early 80s, they would never think of not showing up for a doctor's appointment.
Oh my God, no!
Right.
I
no.
can tell you
And my father would dress up
Right.
like he was going to someplace really special.
I can tell you that the single biggest expense in healthcare are broken appointments. I can tell you about 680 hours a month are completely 100% wasted because Mr. and Mrs. Smith made an appointment and didn't show up.
Wow.
They not only didn't show up, they never even called. But on an uplifting note, November 17th, I'm opening up my med spa called Ascent Laser Aesthetics.
What is
In my
this?
opinion, if I'm going to pat myself on the shoulder, I think it's the most up-to-date med spa anywhere in the United States of America.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to.
Fantastic group of
why don't-
nurses, estheticians, doctors. I have every device that the
Known
human
to
being can
man.
need. And you might say, what the heck is a dentist going in for that?
Yeah.
And the first thing, in all honesty, is everything is elective. There is no insurance. There are no forms. There are no cards given to me. It's all elective. You're going purely because you care about the condition of your skin, the way you look, whether it be right tides or wrinkles, fine lines, tattoo removal, hair removal, body recontouring for muscles. fabric.
Have you come up with anything there that?
Well,
that
just
is
take a look at
appealing?
it.
Why are
It's
you
all-
looking at me, Bob,
Yeah,
after he
yeah,
said hair removal? Really? It's too late up here. So.
Oh, all right, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm surrounded by two handsome men.
oh,
I mean,
man.
come on.
Oh,
You don't
there's
even
not
need
much
the
that you
treatment.
could do
No,
with us.
no,
No.
It would be a losing proposition for both.
I'll have a tattoo put on so we can have it taken off.
Thank you very much.
You know, Dr. Kevin, I do have a quick question for
Sure,
you.
go
though.
ahead.
And you were talking about that, that people don't feel that, correct me if I'm wrong, but that if they don't pay for it, then they don't really care. And those are the people that are not coming to their appointments because they're not paying for their health care. They don't show up. But do some people actually do care even though they're on Medicaid or
Oh,
Mass Health?
absolutely.
Hey,
And they're
he asked
fighting-
me that question.
Oh,
and they're
sorry.
and they're
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
for and they're fighting for that right to thing, even though they're not paying for it. I know, like even my mother, 88 years old, and God bless her, she had to after 25 years. It was almost 25 years with
Yeah.
her doctor. She had to go to a new doctor
Because
because
they don't
her
accept the
insurance wouldn't. They
Yeah.
weren't taking the plan, which is wrong
Right.
in my book because they
Yeah.
know her. But do you find
But the
that
reason, not to interrupt, first of all, anyone who generalizes, like myself in the last 20 minutes, makes a huge mistake. There are exceptions to every single rule that I just spoke about. And yes, there are people from all walks of life who value care. But in general terms, the dentist who stopped taking your mother's insurance, ask yourself, why would anyone turn away business? And the reason they're turning away business, and I'll just use this in general terms, but let's say Mr. or Mrs. Smith is on Mass Health. When they come in under the Mass Health, the fee that we receive to clean their teeth is $39. I'm paying my dental hygienist $45.
45 an hour, right?
Okay, so it has nothing to do with prejudice, nothing to do. It's just an economic decision that you're saying to yourself. The state
You
puts
gotta
these
do.
programs in, and I think you saw it in the psychoanalysis business.
Yeah,
that
oh, man.
If your reimbursement
Yeah.
is $39, how can you spend 30, 40, or 60 minutes? It's mathematically impossible. So I don't want to speak for your dentist, but I am sure the reason, or at least one of the reasons, is it's financially impossible to stay in business with that mode.
Right.
If this radio station costs $1,000 a day and it brings in 500, it's out of business.
Right.
Every business works on the same premise.
Right.
And the fees associated with many of these insurance plans, you
It
only
put-
have
it-
one
it-
option. You got to see that 6 patients in an hour,
Right.
or you don't see the patients at all.
Right.
And depending on that dentist's personality, some would say, I'm not going to spend only 6 or 7 minutes with Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
So if I can't do my profession the way I want, I'm not going to do it on that group.
Yeah. When I was doing therapy and I worked at Bronx Lebanon Hospital in New York City, and I was in their outpatient psychiatric clinic, and a corporation came in, and we were told that we had to do psychotherapy in 20 minutes. Well, you know me. I mean, like,
Bob, you can't even get started in 20
holy
minutes.
mother,
That was just the introduction.
That was just it. Hi, how are you? Et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I couldn't believe it that they were actually expecting something to be done in a short period of time, and their thinking was, well, you're not going to waste the time that you would. You're going to get right to the core of stuff. Well, that doesn't work in that way, and it's the same thing with you guys. I mean, you can't, you just can't come in. It becomes a factory.
Right.
And getting back to Rick's question,
I think that was the doc's point back before.
Yeah.
his mom has a choice. And sometimes with the elderly on a fixed income, there is it. But let's just say your mom needs gas. Well, she was paying $2.39. She's now paying $4.39
Right.
because she stopped driving. It was going to cost you, let's say, 50 cents to get a hamburger. Now it costs you $5. Does she stop eating?
Right.
So my question is for individuals to just open their eyes and say to themselves, healthcare, food, clothing, the whole world, they should be able to choose. In other words, let's just say the state has decided that $39 is the fee that should be charged. Why not give your mother the $39 and let her decide who she's going to go to and spend? But they won't do that. They dictate who you go to.
Right.
And that's what,
Well, they might worry that you take that $39 and not go.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If Rick's mom came to me and she got screwed by me or felt that she got mistreated, she's going to leave me.
Right,
That's
she
the
wouldn't come back.
marketplace.
Right.
She's not coming back. So I might have got away with something once, but you're not going to get away with it twice.
Yeah, got it.
And this dictating of who you see, how you see, and what you're having done is, as Pete alluded to, it's creeping in all areas. And in my opinion, if the state has already agreed to give $39, give it to your mother, and she can go out, put it in her pocket, or she can get dental care.
Right.
And
Make her
if
decision.
she can find somebody who's going to charge her $29, she made $10.
Yeah.
Right.
And if she decides to go to someone who wants to charge $49, she owes $10.
Well, it's a really tough question, and and how we live our lives and how we do our business and all of that. I think
But you're free to go to a grocery store and buy anything on the shelves. If you want to buy garbage food or you want to buy organic food.
Sure.
If you want to go out and buy an automobile, you can buy a Rolls Royce and you can buy a 10-year beater.
That's right.
But you can't
have
go
those
see your doctor who you've seen for 20 years.
She could.
Right.
She
She
chose
was-
to take a plan or forced to take a plan.
She was forced to take a plan.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
she was
in the
forced.
world that I live in, I'm going, particularly with the elderly, why force her?
Yeah.
Why not give her the choice?
And
It's a question that
There's
my
no easy
God,
answer.
I'm glad I'm not in politics.
Yeah. And
I'm glad I'm not making those decisions because they are really
tough. They are.
They are tough.
And on the other hand, people don't understand that your office doesn't make the decisions on what is covered and what is not.
No.
And I know I won't say for sure, but I'm sure that you have some people who get a little irate because the insurance company won't cover this, they won't cover that, they won't cover this. But you have somebody. I know people who are in the field and what they do in the dentist office. They're basically clerks. So basically, they're working with the insurance companies, and I know a few of them, and they come home more frustrated at the end of the day of dealing with the insurance company. Now you have people in your office who do that, and not only are they fighting for you guys to keep your business open, but they're also fighting for the
They're
consumer.
an advocate for the consumer.
For the consumer and when a patient gets mad at you, And you can understand they're upset. They're not upset at you. They're upset at the insurance company, but they do take it out on you because you're there.
And isn't it interesting that it then forces a situation where the doctor or whoever your provider is, whatever it is going to try and find a loophole, try and find a way to do it.
Right, to take care of the patient because that's what
rather
they want to do.
And that takes time and energy.
And it's a risk of fraud.
Oh,
losing your
absolutely.
life.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
pressure of Mrs. Smith or Mr. Smith saying, well, can't you just do this?
We'll
and
call
bill
it this, and-
That?
yeah.
Can't you do just A and we'll call it B?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what Rick is bringing up as a point is that these, in the last 2 years, whether we blame it on COVID, my front desk team has been beaten up and abused more than I've ever seen in my 40 years of business. Now think of this. When we call the insurance company, which I have 10 people doing nothing all day long.
But doing that.
Not doing that. Understand that we're not paying those premiums. The patient is. So what is the insurance company's really their desire to satisfy me? I don't pay the premiums. Nothing. In other words, I don't pay the premiums, so they're not actually working for me. They're working for the patient, but the patient says, you call my company. And I don't understand why they didn't cover. And I go, I didn't make these rules. I didn't write the plan. Okay? I don't have any control over it. I don't even control the fees. Our fees in our office in the last 7 years have not changed 1 cent because it doesn't matter what the fees are because 90% of your clientele have an insurance, and the insurance has a fee schedule. So if your costs go up on this radio station, then your advertising and donations have to go up. If my cost, and I say mine, but anybody in the dental field or actually the medical field.
Or perhaps
any
business.
Exactly. But when you lose control of your fees, you've lost control of your business. It's just a matter of time. In other words, if Mary says to me, Kevin, you know, my kids are going to college, I need to make a little more money, I'm going, I would just raise my fees. You can't raise your fees because you're on a contract with an insurance company. And the insurance company will make a decision based on their profit method, whether they're going to increase or decrease. And I'm going, are you kidding me? What world are we living in?
My God.
And we've all had situations dealing with insurance companies, and I believe that the first word that anybody on the insurance company side, the first word that they're learned to say is no. And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it? It's no.
Well,
their business model is not to provide health care.
Right.
Their business model is to make a profit.
Right. And the only way they do that is by collecting the premiums and not paying anything out.
Man.
It's like life insurance.
Yes.
Well, there has to be an answer, and there has to be.
Just give us another 10 minutes. We'll come up with it.
Yes.
All right. So I got the perfect. Well, this is a segue in a sense. You know, on Kristallnacht was a really awful event that happened. You know, Kristallnacht during it was before World War II.
Well, I wasn't alive then, Bob.
No. Oh my God! No.
Isn't that the Christmas armistice?
I think I was.
No.
Yeah.
On the night of November 9th, which is this commemorated, and 10th, the Nazis organized the murder of Jews and the burning of 1,400 synagogues and Jewish institutions in Germany and Austria as part of the Kristallnacht program. This event is one of the seminal moments that led to the Holocaust. To mark this event and to stand in protest against the rise of anti-Semitic events and hate crimes, the International March of the Living announces the continuation of the Let There Be Light initiative, global initiative, and it invites houses of worship to leave their lights on, or institutions or individuals, on the night of November 9th as a symbol of mutual responsibility and the shared struggle against anti-Semitism, racism, hatred, and intolerance. And so we invite everybody to do this. And I found a song that is really uplifting, and it's actually sung by a group of really great singers. It's called Ale. Now, let me get the right thing in Hebrew. It's Ale Beder, I think. This is what it says. And we are all brothers, and we sing happy songs. And we hold together or hold together, such a thing you will not find anywhere. And we are all united, whether we are many or a few. And we do love each other, like the bride loves the groom. And we are jolly and cheerful. We sing songs and are dancing, and we are all sisters, and we are all brothers. And, that's a symbol. Let's turn our problems into working with one another to solve those issues and thinking how to do it, whether we, whichever side of the aisle, whichever kind of person we are, whatever our color, our race, or our ethnicity, or our sexual orientation, etc. This is a great song. It's called, I'll say it again, Alla Brida. It's all brothers. It's by the great group The Klezmatics in honor of Kristallnacht. Let there be light this Thursday night. Keep your lights on.
Sangen alle brider har, ja, alle brider, og med singen skjene lider har, ja. Og med hatten sitter reine har, ja, alle reine var satte sisni tabak reine har, ja. Alle Schwestern, ja, alle Schwestern, so wie doch all Russe Rester, ja. Und wir seien alle Freude, ja, alle Freude, für Joine, Sonne und Dover Amerika, ja.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, November 9th, 2021, and counting.
The things you miss if you're not here in the studio audience.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we don't have a studio audience.
Oh, man. We solve the problems of the world right here.
Yes.
And, hey.
We're working to do the health.
I want to talk to you about that last thing you were just talking about coming in the middle end of the break there, Rick.
No, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, off air. I want to talk to you about that. That intrigues me.
No.
By the way, you have a beautiful fall scene behind you, Bob.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. For those who are on listening to us on the radio, we've got this great scene of Park Square in Westfield.
And we don't have to brave the cold to do it.
And look at all that grass.
Look at all that grass. And look at, and there's green on the trees.
Okay, I get that joke because most people call it the concrete jungle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they only see it from the street.
Oh, you gotta be on it.
If you look at it, look at all. There's more green there than there used to be.
I think the green's beautiful here in Westfield.
It is.
I know, but most people call it this concrete jungle because in the old green where they had trees that were 100 years old and everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first time they've cut them down because we have pictures of the turn of the century when they cut the other trees down.
Yeah.
But these people have never been actually on the green for anything, and they don't realize how much green there is on Park Square.
No, it's exactly right. And actually, the mayor's tree lighting happens on Park Square.
Yeah, I might try to broadcast that one live.
Oh, yeah. Saturday, November 27th, it's Small Business Saturday. Speaking of small businesses, there's going to be a pop-up holiday marketplace in the pavilion that day.
Nice.
And we also have one down at the Westfield Creative Arts Center at our WOW's 105 Elm Street. So that'll happen. And then there are going to be giant puppets on the green this year, greeting kids. And I've got Patrick Kennedy working on a brass quintet, maybe bigger, to sing carols from 6 to 6:15, and then Corey Bruno and the Westfield High School show chorale comes on to do singing, and then the mayor lights the tree. Santa comes in a very special way, and we then all go home and have hot cocoa, although we have hot cocoa on that day.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I did? I forgot to tell you guys, and I thought you might enjoy doing this, especially Doctor.
Sure.
Maybe 4 months ago, do you remember that I couldn't remember the name for garden hose?
I do vaguely remember that.
Yes, yeah. And that my spouse went to my doctor and said he's worried about Bob because he couldn't remember the word garden hose, and that I had left something on the stove and left a door open or whatever. And so I end up having to go and have a memory test. Okay, remember this?
No, my memory's gone.
Yeah,
but
your memory's
you
gone.
said I remember it. I remember.
All right, yeah. You were there.
Yes, I was there.
You were there, and so I went and I took a test. Okay, so and we had a great time. It was like 3 hours. Okay, I then the woman said to me, you're really there's nothing I can see that really indicates anything. We could do another test in in 4 or 5 months to just see if there are any changes, but and do you want that? And I said, you know what? To silence my spouse, yeah, let's do it. So I get this call. I forgot totally about it. Like, of course, I forgot totally.
That's a bad omen right there. You forgot about the memory test.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll let that slide.
Yeah. So I get this phone call saying we've scheduled your memory test. I said, what? And so. Yeah. I said, well, I already had it. It was 3 hours worth of pleasant talk and questions and quiz and stuff like that. No, this is another one with another person. Okay. I thought to myself, well, hell, I'll go and do it. So I went and did it. 5 hours of question. I got there
Were you under a bright light?
Like the Kelvins were really there was so much Kelvin in
Guantanamo
that
Bay.
room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 5 hours of questioning, Doc, by a trained psychologist.
Okay.
And then a doctor came in to talk to me and whatever. And I did very, very well. I did very well. But 5 hours. Amazing. So I thought I would give you some of the stuff that I went through, and incidentally, I think we don't have to worry, folks. I think
You're cognitive.
I'm cognitive. I think I'm doing okay, but I'm going to give you some, and I'll report back if I'm not, just in case. Rick,
Will you remember? Will you remember to report back?
I will. Just like I forgot to.
That's why I wrote it down.
Yeah, I got it right here. So I forgot also to tell everybody that if you're wondering where Jay Pagluca, Trusty Dusty Leslie Musty Crusty, well-modulated psychic is, he's out working today.
Yes.
And wonderful substitute Rick Berry is here, and we've got Dr. Kevin Coughlin from Ascent Dental. Ascent Dental is at AscentDentalSolutions.com. Ascent Dental, ASCEN Dental.com.
I'm not going to repeat it.
No,
I'm not interested in self-promotion.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Oh no.
Rick, self-promote me.
Okay.
Pete, help me out.
All right. So this is one of the first things that they did. I'm going to tell
No
you.
help from me. I'm talking to Kenny.
I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. And
Story
then
time.
I want you
Story
to
time with Bob
and then I
Glass.
want you to repeat back what you heard.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Both of you listen to this. Okay. Ruth and Paul have been friends for 40 years. They meet every Tuesday morning for breakfast, and then they go for a walk in Mason Park. Okay? You got that?
Michael and Mary were on a bicycle, and they met in Westfield. I think I have it.
There you go.
got
You
it.
nailed
Got
it.
I think I nailed it.
Got it.
Nailed
Did I get an A?
Yes. Yeah.
I know it's
So you
Right,
want to
right.
know the
I want you to.
Ruth and Paul have been friends for 40 years, and they meet for breakfast every day. Go for a walk Tuesdays, and go for a walk in some park.
Mason
Square Park.
No, it's no Mason Square. It was Mason Park.
Mason
Oh,
Park.
just Mason.
We think of Mason Square.
Mason
'cause
Square,
we think of
Springfield.
Yes.
Mason Square.
Yeah, that was a trick question.
Okay, so then we go on and we do some other things. Okay, so I'm gonna list some words for you. Okay, I'm gonna list them, and then we're gonna talk about something else. Okay, and then I'm gonna come back and ask you to give me the list again. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right.
We can
all right.
cheat on that.
See if you can do this in.
You remember the first, I'll remember the last.
I'm going to give you the words. Okay, there. Hammer, cherries, belt, drill, lemon, sweater, peaches, hat, wrench. Okay, you got that? I think you got you
No.
got you.
No,
you,
absolutely
you,
not.
You got that? No.
It's committed to memory.
It is committed to memory. How is your memory, Doc?
I can't remember.
No.
It's committed to memory, but just unlocking it isn't.
Right. It's unlocking it. Yeah, it's the hard one. I mean, like during this 5 hours, I had to draw things. I had to put things in holes, square holes, little round things in the square hole. Oh, no, whatever. I had to recreate patterns and stuff, and they tried all aspects of the brain. I had to recognize drawn pictures of things like a harmonica. And then they tricked you because they did one of those. Remember those things in the matchbooks that you would look at, you would blink in one way and you would see a picture of a witch, and then you'd blink another way and it would be a beautiful woman or something like
Yes,
that.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay.
I just can't remember exactly.
Yeah. No.
This doesn't sound like a memory test. This sounds like a psychological analysis.
It's everything.
Yes.
They were going for.
But they've linked gum disease to dementia. You know that.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great segment.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. That's the segue.
Yeah. That's the segue.
Yeah.
So at any rate, they threw in. I'm looking at a harmonica, and there was a cow, and there was a house, and whatever. And then they throw up this picture, and I'm going, oh, God. I said, you know, doctor, I don't want to tell you what I think it is. And he said, Doc, tell me. And I said, can I say it? And so I said, it kind of looks like I don't know if I can say this word.
Sure.
Okay, it's a technical word, scrotum.
Okay.
I said, it looks like a scrotum. And the doctor said, take a look again. Take a look again. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I said, it looks like a saddlebag. It's a saddlebag.
Yeah.
It looks like a lady's handbag. I don't know what it is. So he then pointed out something. What they did was there were the lines were heavily drawn, the part that looked like a saddlebag, okay? And then there was a part that was less heavily drawn. It turned out to be a dog's face. And
Depending on how you looked at it.
How you looked at it. And finally, I got it. I felt like I won something when I finally figured out that it wasn't what I thought it was. I was really pleasantly surprised that I thought, geez, I don't understand why they're asking me to recognize a part of the body or whatever. Okay. So at any rate, that was one of the tests. Okay. So now, would you give me the words that
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you want me to go first.
Okay, I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
Pay attention.
All right. Go ahead.
Ruth and Paul.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ruth and Paul had breakfast on Tuesday, and then they would take a walk at Mason Park. Okay. Now that's not what you wanted to remember.
No,
You wanted us to
okay,
remember.
yeah, but
Hammer.
wait a minute.
Hammer.
Wait 1 second. Rick, he missed one part. He didn't remember one part of that story. Was there something that he missed?
They've been friends for 40 years.
There we go.
40 years. Oh, boy. Right.
See, thank God.
Right.
If the two
You should
of
have
you
went to Harvard. Yeah. Maybe you did.
No. I've been to Harvard.
All right.
So one was hammer, one was wrench, one was cherries, one was peaches. Okay, one was belt.
There was a drill.
Mm-hmm.
Lemons?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can remember. The
Was
other
it?
ones eat.
Right, we said hammer,
Mm-hmm.
belt, peaches, cherries, lemons.
You know, this wasn't in the notes
drill?
he sent me.
No.
No.
Next time we cheat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
These guys are geniuses.
You missed. There is one word that you guys missed.
What's that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Which one did we miss?
All right. All right. I'll do it again, and I'll leave out the one that we missed.
Oh, well, that's no help. You're going to leave out the one if we didn't know it now. How are we going to know it in 2 minutes?
Okay.
Put it in there.
There was cherries, lemons,
Yeah.
peaches,
Yeah.
a drill, hammer, wrench.
Uh-huh.
Was it a screwdriver? I was going with the whole theme here.
No.
So.
Okay. So there are 3 kinds of things in that list. Maybe this will help you. There are 3 kinds of things.
Tools.
There are tools,
Fruit or food.
fruit and food. And there was another kind of thing.
Oh, thanks. That's awfully helpful.
Another kind of thing. Can you tell me what the other kind of thing was?
Can I buy a vowel, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
First letter.
All right. It was pieces of clothing.
A belt.
A belt.
He said a belt.
I said it.
Okay. So but there are other
That we
pieces
missed?
of clothing.
Oh.
A belt is one.
Shirt?
No. Hat was one.
Oh.
Hat, remember?
No, I don't
and,
remember.
And what about sweater?
Oh, he did say sweater.
Sweater?
I do remember
Yeah,
that. now.
that's
Yes, he
right.
did.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I wasn't paying
All right,
attention.
okay.
So.
Now, are you thinking now that you're doing okay? I mean, how are you doing?
I would say we were 8 out of 10. Right?
You were 8 out of. You were 8 out of. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's an 80. Right.
I kept saying, Doctor, how did I do?
I was a
how
70.
did I do?
How did you do on that list?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't remember anyway, so
can't
what
remember.
difference does it
All right.
make?
So now I'm going to give you
But
a.
he took notes. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. No, I have that right here. He had it. We were not even in the same room because you're not allowed to because of COVID. He was on a screen in another room, but like where Peter would, under glass or something. Okay. And it was really kind of fun. All right. So with this one, okay, I would like you. I'm going to list number. How are you at numbers? Numbers are a different part of the brain, apparently. Okay. Words are in different part of the brain, right?
It's too early for me for this.
For numbers? Okay. All right. I'm going to list numbers, and you're going to give them back to me in the order that I said.
We need the correct order. This is a different kind of ballgame.
Yeah. All right, ready? 246-571.
246-571.
246-571.
Okay. Would you mind placing those in order of the chronological order?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Was that good?
Well, I'm ecstatic at my performance. I'm amazed.
We got it.
Okay.
Yes, we got it.
You got it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'd say let's get the hell out of here and celebrate.
Yeah,
we'll go to the Nook.
Go out on a high note.
Right.
We can only.
Yeah. Now try this. 735-628-246.
735-246.
There were 3 other numbers. You got one of them.
No. 857.
No. Shall I give it for you again? I'll do it for you.
You should have quit while we were.
Yeah, you said 2 twice, I think.
Yes, you did. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did say 2 twice.
If we can't get a better instructor, we're out of here.
I didn't say I couldn't repeat the number. I didn't say anything about not repeating the number.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was so. There could be the number twice.
Oh, could.
Oh, I thought you made a Freudian slip.
No.
Oh, he did not explain these rules well to us at all.
735-628-246. Go ahead.
735-246-678.
2. No, there was a 268. I don't know.
Sounds like he knows it. I'm going to agree with him.
Remember that second 2 was in there.
Yeah. There was a 2 in there. So, all right, 735. 628. 246.
246.
735-628.
246.
246.
Yes.
It's those last. It's the
Well,
last.
I have an attention deficit. That's why all my treatment has to be done in 5 minutes.
All right.
Once I go beyond 5 minutes, I forget what I'm doing.
Agnes Thompson of Lowell, Texas, who is a chef in a local restaurant, has 2 children from a former marriage. Her home on Acorn Lane was robbed, and she was not able to make her rent payment. She went to the police station and reported the crime, and the police were so touched that they took up a collection and helped her to pay the rent. What town does the woman live in, and what was her name?
Agnes Thompson.
Agnes Thompson
was her name. And
she lives in Texas, a town in Texas.
Can you tell me anything? What does she do for a living?
She's a cook.
And where does she work?
You never said that.
Oh, I did.
Did you? Mm-hmm. At the local diner.
The diner?
It's at the local diner.
Oh,
right?
Okay. Yeah. How many children does she have?
2.
Is her husband alive?
No, she lives alone. It doesn't say he's dead or alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right. What happened to her?
She got robbed.
And then what'd she do?
She went to the police station.
And what happened, Doc?
They felt sorry for her.
And what did they do?
They did a collection.
Yes, it's exactly right. Where was she? What was
she
her?
contacted me for dental care.
I
overcharged her because I didn't like her plan.
It was.
You called the insurance company.
Then she went on social network and put me out of business.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How much was her bill?
$42.
735.
73. Oh, you're killing me.
268.
735 268.
All right, now try the list of
where did she live?
Where did she live?
What was her town in Texas?
Lowell, Texas.
Lowell, Texas.
Yeah. Can you please do that list again?
Belt, hammer, drill, hat,
sweater, Cherries,
peaches, and lemons.
He has to go back and look himself.
7:58 at WSKB.
You missed one. It's a tool.
A drill.
No.
Wrench.
A wrench.
Wrench.
You got
You
it.
threw a wrench into the
7:58 in the morning.
You threw a
both
wrench
of
in
you,
this last way.
both of you have won the prize. You're going to win a trip to Lowell, Texas, to visit Agnes Thompson, and then
and get her own memory test.
Right, and Ruth and Paul are going to meet you at what diner?
The local diner.
The local diner.
Was there a name for it?
No, there was no name.
Agnes.
And then we'll go for a walk in what park? Oh,
Mason Park.
Mason.
Not Mason Square. You don't want to take a walk in Mason Square.
No. Hey, Veterans Day is coming up. It's this Thursday, November 11th. We want to acknowledge everybody who has fought in a war or not fought in a war, who's just been a soldier, working for peace and prosperity and for the good of Americans. We love you. And I thought I'd play, as we go out, a song by the March King, John Philip Sousa, played by the United States President's Marine Band. It's his own band that he's got. They play for him to go to sleep every night. And this song is called Right Left. But Dr. Kevin Coughlin, Ascent Dental, what is the name of your new spa that we got to have you back to talk about?
Ascent Laser Aesthetics,
And
located
wait,
East Long
Bob, isn't
Meadow,
that the one we were gonna?
Massachusetts.
Isn't that the one we were gonna go over there and do an episode in
We're
his
gonna
podcast studio?
Yeah, we're gonna go over and do one, and I'm gonna come out looking a lot better.
You couldn't look any better.
Oh,
thank you for saying that. I was going to, yeah.
Hey, Rick, it was
a
a
lot.
pleasure working with
Yes,
you
it
again.
was, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. And
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks for doing a great job behind the scenes.
Well, hey, everybody, you got to get out there and volunteer. We're thrilled that Agawam, Southwick, and Westfield are all watching and listening, and we see you next time. Get out there and volunteer. And happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Yeah.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the